Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Tolo podcast where Tim and I come together. We sit side by side in our car, which you can see. And if you're listening, well, I just told you. And we just are having authentic, real conversations, driving around and parking at times and just continuing to communicate. And sometimes we're having such real and authentic conversations that we're working through things in real time with you guys and just allowing the Lord to meet us in this space, to just encourage and edify and illuminate anything that he has to work in us and through us. And so today I'm going to get right to it because we are filming and it is going to get dark, and apparently we are starting to like this later hour of filming. So we are going to lose daylight. So here we are, going to talk about comparison and competing. And I don't mean competing in the sense of being an athlete, even though that probably will tie into this. But I think that the big thing for me right now in this season is, I feel, not even in this season, I really feel like the Lord has just been really bringing to light this spirit of, like comparison and competing. And I think for me naturally, we're just jumping in today. I think for me naturally, I am a competitor by nature, in the sense of I've always been raised in sports. I've always wanted to be an athlete and compete.
Yeah.
In that sense. And so I've always been driven, goal driven. I've always been like mission driven, and people don't always like that. Like, it makes people uncomfortable. And so I think naturally I've learned like what it looks like to compete with yourself. It's why I loved CrossFit, because I'm really competing with myself. I don't want to compete with anybody else. And all through growing up in sports, though I was competing against people in sports, I really never had this mindset of like, that was what I was doing. I was always competing against yesterday Lindsay.
Okay.
And so with that, it was always, for me, again, goal and mission mindset, because the other people around me can only bring out either the lack in my preparation or show the growth in my preparation.
Yeah.
So therefore, to me, like, nobody dictated other than on a scale of those two things. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
And so, again, this podcast is going to be probably one of the rawest ones we've really had as far as like really working through real time scenario. And I'm kind of excited. I just wanted to say that again. Because I can see your thinking face, and this is normally where I'm like very intrigued in your thoughts. But anyway, so yeah, I think and then the comparison, like naturally by nature, I feel like people want to compare so badly because, again, from a believer standpoint, like, we don't know who we are, right? So therefore we always long for what somebody else has because what we have isn't good enough. And so we compare ourselves and we don't value what we actually have. Sometimes that comes from, trauma, things in your life, feeling, like we're unworthy and less than, things that the enemy can do to just distort. And but another thing I think is that it can also be because of not wanting to take the like hard road to actually work through something. And most of the time it's an internal thing, to have to put the work in. Where's your thoughts at?
Everywhere.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
I'm trying to catch up of knowing where you're trying to, what perspective you're trying to talk through and from. Because I think I could get really raw in thinking like, okay, Tim struggles in the comparison, Lindsay struggles in the competitive realm. And so
For sure.
we could talk that,
For
or
sure.
if you're really trying to just explain an overarching of, I mean, because both are just like incredible. I mean, I didn't know we were gonna dive into this, and not that my head is hurting, but my head is just like thinking like a million miles per second. Because yeah, you could take this wherever you wanted.
Well, I guess I threw the topic on you. I gave a little bit of context. I think that was amazing that you just pointed out that, yeah, within the two of us, you're the more comparing type. And I'm the more competitive. And I feel like by nature, people around me, especially I'm learning as an adult, like, I'm not really competitive. I don't want to be competitive with other people. Like I said, that's really never been something inside of me that it's like, oh, I'm going to just like beat you in this.
I think you're right, because that isn't what I don't think that's what that means.
Right.
Like, you have to be first competitive within, what are you trying to work towards before you could ever, like, you have to get to a certain place before you can compete with somebody else.
Right.
So I think that's natural. I think that's what I'm kind of even just trying to like work through, of like, I've never thought this in depth about it. And so like, I don't think you wake up one day and be like, oh, I want to compete with that person. Yet there obviously are natural instincts of like survival of the fittest, right? So like, you put somebody in a scenario of like live or die, they're going to fight tooth and nail for what they need. But I think in, maybe a believer, a Christian realm, we can manipulate it to see like, oh yeah, like I'm competing against you. But no, I think there's a healthy version of like, I'm meant to produce and to create and to press forward.
Yeah.
And if I don't do that within myself, I think the main thing we actually struggle with is the complacency.
I literally was just thinking that.
So then you need that competitive like unction. I think that's why Paul says, you got to press towards the mark, train like an athlete. He does refer it to like this mindset of like push through hard things.
Yeah.
Because you're actually resisting like giving up, hopelessness, wanting to just be stuck in familiar.
Yeah.
So like, maybe there's a part that we've in the West, in our culture, have distorted, that we've allowed the enemy to come in and distort. And then now it's like, oh no, like you're still a winner. You're like, because it's always like, it's the wrong like self-examination that we actually need.
Well, yeah, and I think because for me, it's like people are supposed to bring out the good in you. Like when we operate, and I don't just mean this in the church body, I mean like in general as a human beings, we're supposed to make each other better. And so when we have moments of like what I think healthy competition is supposed to be, like, oh wait, you're calling me to higher, you're saying like get up here, and by nature it's supposed to make the person who's like saying, hey, come with me, it makes them elevate, but not in a sense of like, oh, they're higher than me.
Well, because we're not competing after the same thing.
Right. Exactly.
So like, no, I think a true competitive, like in the realm you're talking about, is like, okay, if I'm really good at here, let me be good at what I'm good at, and it actually will elevate what you're good at. And now we're just like,
it's really that growth. I love it because I heard this week, like,
unity.
Everybody thinks that Glory to Glory is like this amazing, like, it's like this fantasy picture of like, oh, we're just always like glory to glory, better to better. And it's like, okay, but time out, really? Like, let's change that word to growth to growth. Because
I think the actual definition in that context is wholeness to wholeness.
I think you're right.
So you're becoming more whole, more whole, more whole, more whole.
Right. So in a more like
complete growth. I think growth is fine. I think you can intermix that.
And so
if I'm having to like become more whole, obviously things are having to grow.
Yeah.
To bring me to that next level.
And so I think for that, it's just this like understanding that like, I need what you have, you need what I have, but not in the sense of like, I need to encapsulate it all and you need to encapsulate it all. So therefore I need to hold this and protect it and hide it and like not let you be better than me. It's like, no, I need you because you pull out the goodness in me and you know where my weaknesses are. So then therefore you know how to press me and continue to cultivate and grow me. And obviously I'm married to you. So like, let's talk to the ones that like your friendships. It matters who your friends are because your friends will either keep you stuck, they'll suppress you, or they'll always call you to growth. And so I think that is so important because when you find that friend, like, be that friend because you'll lose the very thing that you were meant to have in life. And so when our friends call us, you know, to growth and to cultivate and to create and to really truly operate in that wholeness, that competitiveness with them isn't about who's better, who's wiser, who's more mature, who has more success. It's never about that. It's about like, you have keys in you that unlock things in me, and I have keys in me that unlock things for you. And therefore, we aren't using each other. We are literally operating in wholeness together, in humanity, how God created it, so that we can operate as a healthy, whole, cultivating body. And I mean, I know that like, it's like that saying, right, where every joint supplies, right? Like the eye isn't worried about what the hand is doing. Hand isn't worried about what the foot is doing, like whatever, right? And
different functions.
Exactly. Like we all have different strengths. We all have different weaknesses. But when we come together and we link, that's what I think I'm seeing is like, there is a disconnect. So like, if you're supposed to connect, right, you're supposed to link up. Well, so link up, right? The missing thing to be able to link, or the thing blocking the linking, is comparison. It is either comparison or competition, because we don't want somebody, we're going to compare and either make them seem worse than they are to make ourselves feel better, or we're going to make ourselves look really good and then put ourselves in a hole because we're trying to compete with something that isn't realistic. And then the competing side is, now we're putting more on ourselves that was never meant to be on us to carry, and then we're over spiritualizing it and making it be about us and them when it was always meant to be about the kingdom. So therefore we can't link, we can't be united, we can't walk in things that God actually has. And really what ends up happening is the one who is competing or comparing is the one who's blocking it for both parties. Because then I feel like, especially in this season for me, I'm like, I really feel like, and I'm really interested in where you're going to take this, like, I don't know what else to do. And because I'm not comparing myself to you, because I know, like, like you said, like, it's not really something that I naturally do. I'm perfectly content being Lindsay, and that's where, like, comparison wise, I'm not really worried about that. But the competing side of Lindsay is definitely like, I'm not here to compete with you. And if you think that everything I'm doing is because I'm trying to do that, you have the wrong image of Lindsay. Like, I want to be a competitor who grows and can be focused on the things that I need to do in order to produce growth. And I am the type of competitor that is like, okay, I was using obviously like a sports angle there and trying to use a not sports angle, but like, I don't need your applause or approval. I just need us to work together on the same team and know your job and me know my job, and like, let's both do our jobs to excellence. We're on the same team. Don't compete.
Well, it's doing what you're called to do, knowing who the source, and like, I don't know, I guess I just can't get out of my mind the point of like, what are you fixated on? And this is, I think, where comparison, but more so like what God's been put on my heart is compromise. So when you okay, it's like if God is where our eyes should be focused, if my eye is single, my whole body is healthy. Okay? So like you have to be fixated on him, and to me it just always starts with like a self-alignment.
Yeah.
And when you come into that alignment, you understand then order, and he starts to fill you, right? Because most of the time when we come into that alignment with him, we're empty. We have to be empty. It's the only way you can receive.
Yeah.
Because if you come thinking, I have something already, you're not empty enough to actually receive all that he has. So when you're empty and you come and you say, okay, I'm fixed on you, and I'm captivated, and I want to walk with you, then he begins to fill you. And it's from the overflow of what's coming out of you that's how we identify what's in you. But I think we compromise certain things based on, like, I love the idea of like, okay, if Jesus is in front of me and I'm locked eyes with him, my eyes are glued to his eyes. But the moment I look right or left, I get unfocused off of his eyes. And when I look to my right or left and I see, wow, you're really good at this.
Yeah.
I wish I was good at that. Now like something else has entered, and that's where, like you were talking about, like it messes with our self-worth, because now we're thinking our worth is through that thing.
Right. And God never made us to be the same as the person next to us, because if we all were exactly the same, we would just be little robots.
Right.
And so if he wanted little robots, and not that I'm trying to dumb down, like, then he could have just kept the angels.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have needed us.
Right.
Not that they're robots, because they're not, but right, like they are on one accord. They do know the purpose. They are operating in wholeness and completion. Like, we don't.
Yeah.
And so, like he gives us the opportunity to take part in the things that he wants to have happen here on earth. He gives us that opportunity.
Yeah.
And instead of us embracing it, we want to compare and compete.
Yeah.
And compromise.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa. Like, God made me, Lindsay, in my own insecurities, in my own flaws, in my own lack, to come across certain people in my life that are going to make me better. Like, if that could be our lens, I feel like you have a different humanity.
Right.
Like,
because that true friend is actually not going to say that's who you are.
Right.
They're trying to focus you into coming into agreement with what you actually are.
Right.
So I think we actually kind of like we like being able to fall to like, oh, well, I'm not perfect. Because it gives us the out. It's the compromise of like, and I get it. Like, I'm not saying you are perfect in that you don't make mistakes and you do everything like flawless.
Right.
I'm saying like, no, you are perfect in that you are whole in him. It's the empowerment of the Holy Spirit that makes you complete, because he made you in his image.
Yeah.
So are you saying what was God? Is there something lacking in God?
Right.
I sure hope you don't think that.
Right.
But for us, it's like, oh, we have body, we have flesh. Well, yeah, but you give so much weight and power to that, and you compromise who you really are. That's it's what came into the world when they got distracted, right? It was pleasing. It's where you begin to have the lust of the eyes and lust of the flesh and the pride of life come in.
Yeah.
It's this separation now that we come into agreement with, that I lack something, that I need that.
Yeah.
And we do that with people. And you're right, we would have a totally different humanity if I could just be so focused on me, and you see me for who I really am and how I operate, and have the right lens for that. But at the same time, I do like it because now, we get to walk in, hey, let me walk with you and let me share my heart and show you what I'm working towards. And if you can receive that from me, you'll understand, like, I have no reason to compete with you.
Right.
But let me use my skill and my ability here. You use your skill and ability there, and together we come even more complete.
Right. Right.
So I mean, really powerful, because these things come in so subtly. Like, it's not some big like fall.
Right.
I think you're right. It's what we let kind of like harbor in our heart, and through our perception, through the wrong lens, what we see and what we think we see.
Yeah.
And when there's no true freedom of just being able to walk up and obviously, yeah, I get you wouldn't do it just in public, but just getting to know that person and building towards what's your heart, what do you feel like God put in you? It's why I think our pastor is so passionate about like this is such a fatherless generation, because that's what it stems from. Like, if you can't do that within your own home and father your kids, then like, yeah, you're gonna get out into this world and you're gonna meet all these people that never had a good physical father, and that becomes their view of a spiritual father, and it just starts to really unravel there. But I think we have a generation now that is coming to like, something's missing and I want real. I kind of want to get back to that.
Yeah.
I was just talking to somebody earlier today about like accountability. I've never met a generation that so desperately wants accountability, yet when it comes, they're so offended and discomforted by being uncomfortable. Like, I hate to break it to you, but our faith is literally, the symbol of it is a cross.
Right. Right.
A tool of execution. So like,
it's gonna be
uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah.
But there's just so much to be seen within that of like, no, but there's good things that get produced. Like, you can't just stay in this happy fantasy land.
Right.
And that's what I love, that actually God is so gracious to like let us partake in that. Like, no, you come into agreement. You speak that over your life. And the moment you can do that, like, it will happen. Faith is a substance.
Yeah.
For things hoped for.
Things unseen.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I think we too many times just want to be so outward focused. And I know we've said it before on here, but like, we want to be so outward focused that that's when we compare. That's when we compete. Because we think that something's wrong with us, or we think that, or we validate that we know something's wrong with us, but like, oh, they're hiding. It's so twisted. Like, even to just like think that way, it's really sad, and kind of like breaks my heart, to be honest, because that isn't how God sees us, and that isn't what God wants for us. But then at the same time, like, there is this deep revelation, it's of like, I can't change people, and I'm a fixer by nature. And like, I wish so badly that like, yeah, I could just be like, this is what I see, and like, it's okay that it's your lack, like, let's just walk in, let's just like overcome it. Like, I know that I have a tool for you, I have a key for you.
Yeah. And
it's like, people take so much offense in that, and then that's when they're like, oh, you're competing with me, oh, you're comparing to me, like, and it's like, whoa. It's like taking back these words, because no, I'm constantly focusing on Jesus. Okay, Jesus, I'm looking at you. Show me the things that aren't of you, and trying to work through that and refine those things.
Yeah.
And continue, like, if I'm self-examining, now not self-sabotaging, I'm self-examining. Okay, Lindsay knows her lack. Okay, Lindsay naturally is going to be more aggressive, and yet at the same time is going to like want to do it for you. So like, okay, I know that about myself. Now, that means when I talk, having to learn like, hey, I'm just really excited. Like, I'm excited you came to me and asked me this question, and I really want to just like partner with you. Like, having, yeah, like you're saying, explain the heart behind it. Or, yeah, no, I'm really frustrated. Like, this is where I'm at. This is where I thought I communicated. This is what I thought happened. And like, somewhere along the lines, we're not on the same page. So yeah, I am frustrated, but like, let's fix this.
Okay, I got another thought.
Great.
Tangent we can go on.
Do it.
I think the other thing is this like almost hidden agenda or desire for power.
I think you're right.
Okay, so God was just showing me while you're talking. He created a whole nation, right? Israel's a nation through 12 tribes. He had 12 disciples. Okay, so like, I think we hear nation like, so then from there, I think we've associated power with like ruling nations. It's a real understanding of authority and dominion.
Yeah.
And this is where we get it wrong too, because now we allow our compromise or our insecurity to come through like, well, I need more followers.
Right.
I need more people to like me. The more people I can have like me and approve me, it justifies to us that there's nothing wrong with us. So that's like really this desire for power, for influence, what we think, right? But Jesus only had 12. So Jesus was able to change and restore the whole nation through 12. I think it's a symbol of like restoring the 12 tribes back together. So then when he said things like, I'll rebuild the temple, and he used a lot of these analogies for Israel, people didn't really understand. But it's like, no, I'm reuniting through not the way you thought I would.
Right.
Because they wanted a king to come back, overthrow Rome, and it will be fine.
Right.
We'll just be back in power. We'll have all the influence. We'll have all the, like. And so I think within our own little cliques, that's what we try and do.
Yeah.
Because you'll notice, like, when somebody's really competing and comparing, they're trying to go get all these followers, all this power, so that their nation looks bigger in their mind. And now that once they feel secure in like, well, I have this person, they don't say that. I have this person, they don't say. Now they're comfortable, and they're trapped in growth. You're not able to go from glory to glory. So like, I think understanding that it's not about more people. It's like, no, be very selective about the few and walk tightly with them. Jesus told us to go 2 by 2, right? So he never pointed to like, go get massive followers.
Right.
But he knew that would be a secondary consequence if you do this right. If you do 2 right, you can do 5 right. You can do 5 right, you can do 10 right. If you can do 10 right, you can do 12.
Yeah.
That's how the actual pattern of growth works. It's multiplication, right?
Yeah.
And it's not through just you and what you can do to all these people. It's you becoming more whole. And hey, let me make you whole. And now we're whole together. Now we can go get, 2 people each. And you can begin to multiply it.
Right. Yeah, it's this concept of receiving revelation. And here's the bottom line. God isn't going to give you revelation about, he can give you insight about somebody.
Sure.
How to meet them where they're at. Normally it's going to be how to partner with them, how to pray for them, which is still partnering, I believe. But yeah, no, God's going to give you revelation about your heart, your desires, your insecurity, your disalignment, maybe even your alignment. And so that's the revelation God's going to give you from within. Then when he does that, it's up to us to be faithful.
Yeah.
With it. In the hard, in the sticky, in the messy, in the garden. Think about a garden. Like, I'm not even a gardener, but I just go back to Patty Huizinga. Like, and I go back to her coming to our house. I just had Jordan, and the house that we had bought in Washington had a garden in the back, and it was a disaster. It was so bad. And I was like, yes, I want a garden. Like, I want to be this person. I want to grow things. I want to teach my children how to grow things, simple things, right? Like carrots, lettuce, radishes, green onions, strawberries, like easy things. Yeah. And
the world's trying to kill us, so we got to...
I did not think that. I just was like, let's teach our little toddlers. I have a baby. We have a garden. Let's do something with it. And I love it because Patty came over and she took Bentley and Mia because Jordan was tiny, and even I would go out there every once in a while, and she would just be like digging in the dirt, and she would just be talking to the kids, and they were tiny, like, but she was just like chatting it up with them, and they're just like digging up this disaster of a garden, these garden boxes that who knows what was in them and for how long, and just like having so much joy about tilling and uprooting
Yeah.
things that are not meant to be in these boxes anymore.
Mhm.
And then for her to then be so excited to, okay, now it's ready.
Yeah.
And then from there, she's like, now we're going to plant things. And now you get to be expectant, Lindsay and kids, for
Yeah.
what's going to be produced.
Mm.
And it was like this amazing thing about a garden. Getting to have a garden is like, no, it actually takes work, because if you don't check on it, you don't water it, right? It was during, well, not that Washington gets super hot, but spring, summer, you have to water it, and just,
It is a dry heat though. I mean, it does dry up.
yeah, that is true. But I had to go out, and I also had to check, because like she was like, there's still like seeds and things that like are in there that I don't really know what will come up.
Right.
And so it was like onions. There was onions in there, and I had no idea. And so it's like, you have to be able to weed through these things. Or like, I had to be able to check the strawberries because the bugs would eat them, and the lettuce, and just being able to be so in tune with what was growing, what was attacking. Like, it's not easy.
Yeah.
We were dirty every time we went out there. We were in it. We were constantly having to be so focused on what was happening, yet we can't even see what's under the ground and what's actually happening.
Right.
And then if you pulled a carrot that was not ready yet, you were disappointed because you can't just put it back in the ground and let it grow again.
Right.
Like, I remember Bentley going out and crying because he was growing strawberries and they all were getting eaten by bugs, and he could not figure out why. Like,
Yeah.
and he'd be so sad, and Mia would just keep plucking out these carrots, and she didn't care because she was 2, and Bentley's all sad because he's like, my garden is ruined, and it's just like, and then we have other things growing that we had no idea were growing, and so it was like trying to figure it out, and
Yeah.
it was a lot.
Yeah.
So like, for us to think that if we are a garden, if we are representations of a garden, why do we think that it's not going to be messy? It's not going to be dirty. It's not going to be, having to like rummage through some of these things, decipher which goes in what box, and how it's all going to actually like flourish and grow at the end.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, you can't just let it overgrow, because now you got a whole nother problem. So it is managing, it is maintaining, it is having to know what's going on, what goes where, and that is where Holy Spirit has to help us discern these things in us. We are so worried about other people.
Yeah.
Instead of like, yes, Jesus, let me look in your eyes. Let me see you. Let me know the areas that I'm not seeing, and bring the right people to partner with me, that I can be so aware of who they are, in the sense of who, God, you are in them,
Yeah.
to bring out the better things of me.
Dang.
And sometimes the better things means the things that we lack in.
Right.
Like, no, show me how to be better.
Yeah. Well, again, back to your first comment of like, we all can't be the same.
Right.
If you had the exact same strength as I did and I just attached you, that would be no
this
fun.
would be terrible. Even though some days I'm like,
Think like me.
yeah, I mean, I think we naturally do that because we want to be
But
heard.
yet opposites attract.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think it's definitely one of those things that just makes it really difficult to like want to, we want to stuff it down, or we want to like just prematurely pull something out and be like, well, that's not good. Well, it's okay to have a flaw, because again, if we were already perfect, now we're made perfect in Him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But we aren't at our wholeness yet. And that does require us to have to step out in community, good community, healthy community, and grow. And those people should be pushing us into uncomfortable things.
Yeah.
Not places to be hurt. There's a difference.
Well, it starts with fellowship, right? I think
Yes.
it starts with intimacy. So, and I know you weren't saying this, but right, like, again, I think we just get sometimes too far ahead, where we want to like, oh, I need all these people. No, you just need one. Like, just start with one.
Right.
And like you're saying, be faithful in that. Let them till you. Let them really like plow with you. Let them get yoked with you.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we even think of marriage, right? Equally yoked. Like, that means we're in a apparatus that is locked in, and we're having to go in the same direction. Otherwise, this is not going to work.
Right. Right.
And I think, we just want it done for us, and we want it, the comfortability, and like, no, like you really need to start to understand that it's gonna be work.
Right.
Messy. Altar, same thing. It's bloody. It's messy.
Yeah.
Laying your life down
Right.
day after day, submitting to God. You know what? I need you to take this.
Yeah. I think too, it's definitely, I'm going back to the topic of comparing and competing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry if I got us way.
No, I love it. No, you're doing great. I just want to be clear, because it could seem like a left turn on my end right now.
Okay.
But it's like, I feel like when we as competitors, if you're an athlete, you know, if you're not an athlete, you are competitive in something, because we have a daughter who I feel like is not competitive and is the best teammate, so kind, so gentle, so loving, best cheerleader, like, always cheering you on, yet has a brother and a sister who are like so competitive, which Jordan is probably the most competitive all around, but Bentley is a competitor.
Yeah.
He's competitive too. But it's like, Mia is so content with everyone else around her being good. Yet there is I feel like the Lord has a special pure competitiveness in her because she is the same girl that at the end of the basketball game is crying because she feels like she let her team down, because she knows that what she brought maybe was not the best for the team. You know, she kind of was forced to play basketball this year, and she grew. Like, she was not the same girl who started, who ended, and she learned how to stick up for her teammates, and that's typically not her nature. That's normally Jordan's, of like, don't push my teammates, because they were the smallest team. They were literally tiny compared to everybody they played. And yet her competitiveness inside, just in this moment we were talking, like, that's why I wanted to take the left turn but not feel like it was a left turn completely, is like, it's pure. Like, God was like showing me, no, like, that's what it's supposed to be. Is like this competitiveness of like, no, I know what I did last time, I know what I want to do this time, so the in-between of how to get better is what I'm aiming at. And that's what she would always, that was always her heart, that was always her goal, is like, how can I make myself better, therefore I can elevate our entire team. Whereas Jordan was always like so focused on like, I want to be the best, and I want to show up, and I'm gonna, you know, and if someone isn't doing something right, like, I'm irritated. And it's like, that's great and fine, but that's not everything it's meant to be. Like, you can hold a standard of excellence, and I think that's something that we can teach her, is like, holding a standard of excellence is wonderful, and it is a great thought, but not everybody's going to be at that level. So you also have to be able to be a good teammate and pull your team up to that level. And sometimes that means, and again, this is a biblical thing, looking like you're going low to go high. When really you're just bringing the level of expectation up of everybody. And so I think that's why leaders, everybody thinks they want to be a leader, but they are not everybody is a leader, because leaders do that. Leaders say, what's best for the team, and how do I make sure I can not only simultaneously do my part, but now I'm going to expand my capacity to go low to also meet you where you're at, so that I can help you do your part. But this, my part, can't lack. And I feel like that is the tension that I live in and that I struggle with, is like, how do I do both of those things and not feel like, yeah, I'm just a jerk? And it can look like I'm competing with somebody, but I'm really not. I really just want you to like, no, I need you to do your part, because the more that you can do your part and I can do my part, we're just continually having a united kingdom that is doing kingdom things that God has called us to do. And I do not want to miss out on doing anything that God has put in front of me. And I don't want to walk into it. I want to run into it. I've wasted so much time in my life. I love it because I sent you this week this video of Tim Tebow, and he talks about competing and he's a competitor, and like how he would train and he would do everything right. He would take care of his body. He would train through sickness. He would train through broken fingers and bones and sprained ankles and all these things, right? And he didn't go on family vacations. He missed out on a lot because he knew the mission. He knew the goal. He knew what he was doing in the sports world.
Mm-hmm.
And it was easy for him to sacrifice. It was easy for him to stay goal oriented and mission mindset and whatnot. And yet now, as a man who has come out of the sports world, it's like he's now saying like, I was willing to do all of this for a sport that I knew was going to end. Like, it has a timeline. It has an end point.
Right.
Like, no longer is a thing. And so that's why I think as athletes, we're driven to like, you don't know when, like, you know that day's coming, but you don't always know when it's going to come. So like, just always give 110.
Yeah.
Give 110 always. Like, always prepare yourself. Yet we don't do that as believers. And that struck a nerve in me.
Yeah.
And the Lord was like, that is in you. Now use it for me.
Well, because think about it. His whole identity was built on what he could do on a football field.
Right.
So even when he didn't want to, I think sometimes the thought of like, if I don't train, I'll lack, they'll leave me, right? They'll get rid of me.
Yeah.
In sports, you always hear somebody's always outworking you.
Yeah.
Somebody's always doing it.
Training you.
Yep. And so, yeah, we can use these, like, show how powerful our mind is and our desire is. But yeah, you're telling me you can't do that for God?
Right.
The one who actually gave you breath and the abilities and the desires and the talent.
Right. Like.
But you can't sacrifice getting up at 4 a.m. and just spending time with him praying.
Right. Like, that was so convicting for me.
Check.
So convicting for me. Of like, no, I want to run a race. And there may be times where, yes, I am crawling.
Yeah.
But my desire is to run.
But see, that's when we compromise, because the Bible tells us, right? Store up your treasures in heaven. What I think it is we see the instant gratification that the world can give us. Money, fame, influence. And that's what's attractive. But if you can set your things on above, on things that actually last, things that actually mean something, I think, your whole desire and drive actually begins to shift, and those things become easy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and sometimes I feel bad because a lot of these young adults, I can't get up, I can't get disciplined enough to spend time with God, and I want to, but it's like, you're still clinging to the instant gratifications of like needing something. This is the part of like, I think, reciprocating, and like, we always want something in return. And when we can't see it like instantly gratifying us and fulfilling the thing we think is missing, it just shows you that lack of source.
I think the biggest thing that we should be in tune with, because if we are more spirit than we are fleshly being, then no, he does. I can think of times when the Lord really did, like, when I was obedient, and sure, maybe physically nothing like manifested, yet my faith got bigger. My strength got bigger. My source got deeper. And my capacity grew. But we're talking about something that's unseen. So are we really willing to have something that's unseen, unexplainable, be everything to us, yet know what we're asked to do and be in this world?
Right. And what's crazy, that's actually more real than this.
I love it. The
kingdom is upside down and inside out.
Right.
That's
well,
good.
We're going to leave it there because I love it, and I think it's great. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for just what God's going to do with this. I really feel like I needed it today, and it was a big thing of the Lord just pressing me today and really, truly trying to uproot some things and bring to light some things. So again, he's always going to illuminate, and then he's going to edify. And from there, just getting to know that anything else I walk out in from this moment forward, because I brought it to his feet with my mouth, like verbally communicating it, then, God's going to bless it. And continue to grow me and grow my capacity. And I just love that he cares enough about me not to leave me stuck in a mindset and in a word that was never meant to be everything.
That's right.
So I really hope that this encouraged you. I know it probably is a little bit different than normal, but maybe not so much. But I really hope that this encouraged you. I hope that this really actually just like something stuck out to help you grow in comparing or competing. And so there's our friend. I don't know if he sees us. There's Rush Towing, because I know Stephanie watches. But anyway, I hope that this just encourages you that God made you for such a time as this, and don't take that lightly. Don't take that as just another Bible quote and verse, but really truly know that God made you intentionally, and he did put specific people in your path that he wants you to link up with, and whatever is holding you back from that true partnership in kingdom work, really press through it, really truly sit with it, and know that, yeah, you probably have a little lack that is going to have to manifest and come out and come forth, but just know that God is so good in what he does, and he's growing your capacity in you. I'm hitting the spot.
Come on, preach.
Oh no. But just know that God has called you. He's called you to one person. He's probably called you to more than one person, but if you really need just a little bit of encouragement, know that you are going to have some lack to work through, because we aren't whole and complete, but he's asking that of you now, not when you get to heaven. He's asking now. Pull on heaven here now. Let him fill you up now. So that way, any of your lacks, don't see it as something that you have to hide behind. Instead, let that be something you bring forth, and make sure, don't mishear me, make sure that you do find somebody that is pure and for you and can speak to the things and speak life over you. Know what you're connecting yourself to, because that matters. That is a big thing, because if you connect yourself to the wrong thing, it can be detrimental. And I'm going to leave that at that.
Yeah.
But just know that the power of confession and sitting with the Lord, that is enough as well.
That's right.
Because when we bring our lack to the Lord, he is going to transform us from the inside out.
That's right.
It's who he is. So don't block it. Don't stuff it. Don't try to pretend like it's not happening. Sit in it. Cry about it. Press into it. Call somebody who can just continue to help you work through it and pray with you in it. It's going to be a beautiful thing. It will produce something wonderful. And the roots that go deep in that, you are going to be thankful that God did it.
That's right.
Because he's good all the time. So praise him now for the healing that's coming. I know we've talked about that before. So if you've been following around, you know that. So just be encouraged today. Do not think that you have to compare or make yourself small or even elevate yourself to fit in, because you don't. You fit in exactly where you are, as you are right now. And you have something locked up inside of you that somebody else in your circle or in your path needs from you. So your healing and what you're walking in matters. Don't compete. Don't compromise.
That's good.
I'm going to keep preaching if we keep, but we're losing daylight. I'm so
we'll be
excited.
back, don't worry. More
so
episodes
excited.
to come.
No, thank you guys. We appreciate you for being here. And yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited and encouraged, and just know that the best is yet to come. So
if God is for you, who can be against you?
Oh, good. That's so good. All right. Well, Tolo out.